Hello everybody, Mr. Storm here. Welcome back to Final Fantasy XVI. In the last episode, we took care of one of the side quests that we had at the hideaway. It was quick and easy. We headed out to Martha's Rest to figure out what's going on, and apparently some Imperial soldiers had shown up, calling themselves the Black Shields. Started a fight in Martha's Rest and took Martha captive. And we found out that they're trying to cull bears, and had figured out that Martha was helping them. And we tracked them down to the Abbey, rescued Martha. But unfortunately, we were too late, and all of the bears and the abbot were killed. We took out the Imperial and stuff. And then we did a side quest about some chocobos. They've been helping people out here, but we're being attacked by bandits. We took care of the bandits, and it turns out that the chocobos are led by none other than Ambrosia, Clive's chocobo mount from back when he was a kid. So we're reunited with Ambrosia, and we can now ride a chocobo, which is great. So that's where we're at, and we need to head back to the hideaway to continue on. And I don't think we have any other side things to do here. No. Alright, so back to the hideaway.
Now, where's Gav?
Right, because Gav is back and we need to get updated from him. And he took a rather nasty hit to his eye, so I think he's going to be a little worse for wear at this point.
Ah, Clive! How I've missed that scowl.
Where's my report?
Still cheery, though.
What, no kind words for your old pal Gav?
If it's kind words you're after, you're fishing in the wrong barrel. Now sit down, you fool.
Looks like he's a little
So, you
toasty.
remember how quick the Empire was to occupy the Dominion after the fall of Drake's head? And how pissed off all the other nations were that they didn't think to do it first?
Half a century of independence gone at the whim of a madman. So much for their bloody treaty.
Clearly, the promise of unblighted land and the world's supply of crystals was too much for his radiance to resist. And now the Republic's finally decided to follow suit, using liberation as an excuse to declare war on Sambrek. Lined up right outside the Dominion's gates as we speak, looking to starve the Imperials into submission.
And now all eyes are on the Strait of Author.
While the two nations beat their shields, the rest sharpen their daggers, ready to set upon the war-weary victor. They'll never see us coming. It's time we moved on the mother crystals. Four mother crystals remain in Storm and Ash. Drake's Breath near Ironhome. Drake's Fang in Dhalmekia. Drake's Spine in Waloed. And Drake's Tail here in the Crystalline Dominion.
With the bulk of the Republican army marching to Twinside, Drake's Fang will be left exposed.
That is exactly the move Kupka would anticipate. And if there is anything these past 5 years have taught us, is that he loves his traps. There is one place, however, where nobody will be expecting us to go.
Drake's Breath.
There's a shitload of sea between us and it, and I've never been much of a swimmer.
I have an acquaintance in Port Isolde who may be able to help.
Who's that then?
My uncle, Byron Rossfield.
Lord Byron Rosfield of the Seven High Houses, the trade magnate with holdings in over 100 cities. Wait, Rosfield. And you're a Rosfield, of course.
My uncle's name gave him his start in the world, but it was his acumen which earned him his fortune, along with a handsome fleet of ships.
Well, it's settled then. What are we waiting for, eh? Huh?
Back to our old stomping ground again. Oh, yeah, we had that fight with hunt targets. Otto's counter is now open. The following hideaway facilities are now available. Alliant reports the patrons whisper the hunt board.
What are we waiting for, indeed?
Well, got a green marker down there. And let's see, nothing new at the shop, nothing new at the blacksmith. The backyard.
Think it's all right to touch him?
I didn't come down this way before. Ah, guess this is where we're trying to grow food. There's actual grass here.
It's not the ether. It's the water.
It won't be long now, Martel. They'll try your apples soon enough.
We still don't have the apples done?
Sid, I was hoping to speak to you.
Is everything all right?
Oh, yeah, it's just, well, as you know, we've been trying to grow fruit down here.
It's good to know that something of the old hideaway still lives on.
Martel's pride and joy. It was a sapling when she rescued it from the rubble, but look at it now. All our hard work's finally paying off. I took it on, you see, after she died, and now the fruit's finally ready to eat. And not only is it ready, it's actually tasty. Sweet as you like, in fact. She bred the bitter right out of it.
Impressive. And welcome news to more than a few, I'd say.
I thought this first harvest could go to the curse breakers, on account of all they do for the hideaway. You couldn't take them some, could you? Seems better them coming from you.
Sure
Nice
thing.
being the bearer of good news for a change.
Oh, thank you. She always had a soft spot for that lot, see? And once they've had their share, I'll see to it that everyone else gets some. Here you go. Martel apples, they're called, in honor of her memory. You hear that, Martel? Today's finally the day.
Alright, well. Time to start planting seeds. Yeah, looks like this is just around here, so this will be a piece of cake.
Did you come through the forge today?
Where are we going, actually? Oh, way over
Looks like
there.
Still.
Still don't have my bearings quite yet. Unless I went the wrong way. I did. Oops. As I was saying.
That broom's as ragged as
You two look like you could use something to eat. Here. Courtesy of Martel.
Martel. Now, where have I heard that name before?
Weren't she the girl from the Furrows?
Course she was. An odd sort, that one. Loved plants more than people.
Aye, and brave as a bane might. Remember when she ran back into the hideaway to collect them trees when Titan attacked? Wait,
These aren't those apples, are they? Well, I'll be. She'd have been proud, and rightly so. Thank you, Sid.
Others weren't so lucky, though.
Alright, so next.
A gift from the backyard. For your service.
Blimey, these take me back. I haven't seen a hideaway apple since. Old Sid was the only one who could stomach the things. He'd nab 'em right from the branch, make Martel livid. Not that anyone could stay mad at the man for long.
That sounds like the Sid I knew, all right.
Planning on keeping that lot to yourselves, were you? Hang on. These aren't Martels, are they? I'm glad to see someone carried on what she started. Can't have been easy, not in the Deadlands. Reckon she'd be happy knowing all her hard work didn't go to waste. Clive, tell the lad down in the backyard to run some over for me, will you?
Not so much as a thank you. Well, I've got some manners at least. Thanks, Sid. You can leave the basket with me. I'll see that the others get their share. Oh, and give our compliments to the gardener, won't you?
That was the last of the apples. I should head to the backyard and pass along everyone's regards.
Alright, so back down there.
I hear there's trouble in Rosaria.
There's trouble everywhere.
It's alright to touch him.
And about to be a lot more of it.
It's not the ether.
The Cursebreakers send their thanks. And their compliments. They were clearly very fond of Martel.
They remembered her. After all these years. I suppose she was very kind, even to a tongue-tied lummox like me. You were one of the good ones, Martel. Why did you have to die? She put everything into her work. She wasn't going to rest until we had fruit sweet enough to enjoy. And now we do. When she died, I named a sapling after her. And now it's a full-grown tree. Martel lives on through the fruit it bears.
And through you. Her dream would have died with her, had you not kept it alive. That's something to be proud of.
I didn't do anything really, but thank you. You're kinder to me than I deserve.
By the way, Otto's expecting some of your crop. And I wouldn't mind some of it either, if that's not too much to ask.
Of course not. I'll see that you're both well provided for. They like your fruit, Martel? Isn't that wonderful? I'd say it's about time we planted you some siblings, don't you think?
It's a decent pile of EXP. Martell apples. Displayed in Clive's chambers. I actually need to head over there. Alright. Let's see. Which way? What's the atrium? No. The chambers. I don't think there's anything over there. At least not yet. So we have the apples and we have Ambrosia's tack. And the side door. Let's see, read by any other name. Forgive my insistence on writing you these silly letters. This is from Jill. Would that we had more time to speak to each other in person, but for every day we spend together, it feels as though we must suffer another two apart. I'm glad to hear the most unexpected reunion with Ambrosia, or should I say Whiteheart. You told me once how your Chugwa sacrificed herself to protect you that night at Phoenix Gate. And here, so many years later, we find she has spent her life doing the exact same thing, defending others. Some things never change, do they, Clive? Nope. Republican art, yeah, that's from Gav. Alright. Now, where was this board? State of the Realm. The Hunt Board. The Patron's Whisper.
I hear there's trouble in Rosaria. That broom's as ragged as...
Alright, so we have this board here. Alright,
What's
it's
the
the
matter,
Moogle.
Nectar?
The matter is this.
The hunt board. It's where the Cursebreakers post sightings of particularly fearsome beasts. Those that might pose a threat to our operations if they were left to roam free. Just because they can't be dealt with when they're spotted, doesn't mean they can't be dealt with later. Was that what you wanted to know?
Of course not, I knew that already. I need your help. As I need not remind you, I am the mightiest of all Moogles. No fiend of the forest or ghoul of the greensward can measure up to something. So I need you to slay them all, okay?
Right. Well, leaving your mightiness aside for the moment, the people of Valisthea are going through a lot already. What with the Blight and the war. The last thing they need is ungodly fiends terrorizing them on top of everything else. So if the Cursebreakers are too busy to help, then perhaps I can. Or at least I can try.
Alright, you guys stay here and keep eye on the billets to get posted to the board. Alright, let's just take a look at the hunt board. Yeah, Notorious Mark. So we already knocked off this one. Don't know what that one thing is, so what's this? The Angel of Death. A trader coming by way of Caer Norvent met with a troop of Cursebreakers traveling in the opposite direction and warned them of a wicked winged harpy on the road ahead. His eyes wild and flickering, though the Cursebreakers saw nothing untoward on their own journey through the past. The sound of crackling laughter from the trees ensured that they kept at a brisk's pace. That's a C rank. A B rank. Reports have been received of wild avis, striking size, making its nest atop the hill adjacent to Eastpool. Though all efforts are being made not to rouse the beast's ire, it is surely but a matter of time before it needs to feed. I hereby petition any brave volunteers to march to the northern border that we might cut the fiend down before it makes trenches of the nearby villages. Ah.
Oh, Clive! Welcome to the Patron's Whisper.
The Patron's Whisper? Does that mean someone else is taking care of our friend's donations?
Oh no, that's still me. It's just Karen has her toll, Blackthorn has his hammer. I thought a new name might liven things up. I still catalogue every item that arrives, in addition to setting aside those tokens of appreciation the sender has specified are to be presented to you personally. Would you like to see if we have any? Your benefactors are a generous lot.
Alright, complete side quest earn Clive Renown. Okay, so that is Renown. Inspiring nameless benefactors from across the Twins to donate money or items to Clive's cause. Visit Desiree, Patron's Whisper at the Hideaway's Mess to view current Renown level and accept any donations available.
All yours.
Alright, got a bunch of crafting mats and some ability points. Alright.
Here you are.
And a meteorite.
Best of luck out there, Sid.
Okay, so that's not consumed, it's unlocked. Okay. What's you?
Doing? Here you go.
Oh, the Alliant reports.
Always something in there.
No side
sound
quests
like
to
anywhere
do.
is safe.
Alright, one thing I need to check before we get ready to head out. Apparently we can't go anywhere else, so we can't take care of any of those hunts. Yeah, we could use another high potion, so.
That broom's as ragged as goat's locks.
I hear there's trouble in Rosaria.
Let's just top off our pots.
Well, don't just stand there gawping. If you're gonna buy something, be quick about it. You'll not find a better price than that.
Alright, let's get out of here. Ominous music. Southern Rosaria.
Do you think it was wise to leave, Gav? He didn't seem pleased.
I needed his eyes and nose in Dhalmekia. I'm not about to let Kupka take us unawares. Besides, he has a knack for that sort of thing.
That he does.
And wasn't it Sid who said that matters such as these are best left to dominance? Especially should one of his beloved opportunities to grow and change present itself.
I always knew that I would return one day. Return to Ironhome.
For what?
After learning the truth, you were given the chance to face your past. If I am to continue at your side,
I must do the same.
We will face it together then.
To the end.
Come on.
Looking for a little payback? Bloodlines.
How far do you think your mother's reach extends? Will we find the same tragedy in the south as we did at Martha's Rest?
More than likely. Which is why we should hurry. There are still many settlements between here and Port Isolde. We visit as many as we can and hear their stories. Starting with the village of Amber.
Company.
All right.
Careful.
Ah. Looks like they have a maximum range. That combo seems to work pretty well, actually. Alright, where are we headed? Wow, there's a lot of stuff. We're not going to head in that direction yet. We'll just head to the settlement and see what's going on. We'll worry about exploring the area later.
Mockery of justice is what it is. Lord Elwyn would never have stood for this.
Quiet, you! I think we're loyalists.
Jill, look.
Rosaria must be cleansed of the stain which befouls her, that she might rise once again from the ashes to welcome a new dawn. 'Twould be a pity to make examples of you all, for the transgressions of but a handful.
Of course, your lordship. You shall have our full cooperation.
More black shields.
What business could the Black Shields have in a village this small? There's barely room to hide a bearer.
Then they must be here for something else.
You fancy dancing a gallows jig like the miller's son?
All right, I heard you.
What you got?
I ain't got much, but what's mine is yours, for a price.
Nothing
I suppose
that
we'll be seeing
important.
you again.
Excuse me, but what was all that about earlier?
You haven't heard? Someone's been stirring up trouble. There've been attacks on the garrison, supplies stolen. They even say a Black Shield was murdered. The Empire wants answers, and what the Empire wants, Empire gets.
Don't they just?
Keep your ears open, eh? The Black Shields will pay good coin for information on the culprits. You'd have to be dull as a sack of stones to think you could take on the Empire. What with their 100 full legions?
100? I heard it were 1,000.
Probably neither number is true. Alright. Speak with the villagers. There should be another one around here somewhere that we can talk to. You there.
You seen him, didn't you?
I'm sorry.
The Black Shields. Just now.
You seen them, didn't you? At least I think they was the Black Shields. Can't say I ever saw one before.
Was this the first time they visited the village?
But what do you think? Amber's the arse end of nowhere. And they thought we might be harboring firebrands. Huh. If only we were. I might have turned them in and become a Black Shield myself.
You don't think these firebrands the Empire is looking for could be us, do you?
I don't know. But we need to find out.
I'd put a bet on that.
Greetings, friend. We are travelers.
I know that. What do you want?
We couldn't help noticing those Imperial soldiers who were here earlier.
Don't you go telling these strangers a thing. I speak for the people of this village, and we have nothing more to say to you. You are to leave Amber and never come back.
May I at least ask why?
I don't know who you are or what brings you here, but your presence puts us all in grave danger. The Empire is a harsh master. Its demands are great, and its justice swift. But as long as we keep our heads down and pay our tributes, we are left alone. Some might call it submission. But if it will spare my people the Viceroy's wrath, then I will gladly submit. This village will not become another East Pool.
Then we shall be on our way. These people live with a knife to their throats. In the mistaken belief that if they cooperate, my mother will show them mercy.
Obedience bought with fear.
Are you all right?
Sorry, It's nothing. We still don't know who the Black Shields are looking for.
Well, whoever they are, the Imperials deem them worth pursuing to the back of beyond. But other than Martha, who else in Rosari would have the courage to stand against the Empire? A new ally would certainly be welcome. Can we find them before the Imperials do? Perhaps
Maybe
the next village will
Dominant?
yield more answers.
Perhaps.
The Phoenix. Said firebrands. All right. Well, lost a plume. Some narrow canyons here. All right. Well, I think we'll go ahead and call that here. We're kind of at time. So, we will make our way towards Port Isolde next episode and see what's going on there. But for now, we'll stop here. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Go ahead, like, subscribe, and comment, and I will see you next time.